At 5:30 in the morning, the convenience store clerk was preparing the goods when a woman walked in. The clerk looked carefully and found that she had no right hand and was covered in blood. The woman yelled, "Help me!" Hello detectives, welcome back to my channel. I'm W. The explanation of the taser case of Crazy Detective won everyone's love. Now, many of you hope for me to continue explaining the next case, so that's what we'll do in this video. I hope you'll be satisfied. Following W's previous video, today we will decipher Lost Hand case. Until then, please give me a subscription, please. The case happened from Chapter 11 to Chapter 50. Zhao Yu accepted Captain Q-Ping's challenge. To solve this case, let's take a look at all the clues. There were a total of 3 victims. After being stunned by the suspect, they were taken to a place with a few people and their right hands were cut off. But it's strange. In order to prevent the victim from bleeding to death, the suspect just cuts off the right hand and bandages the victim. So the suspect's purpose is really not to kill or for money. So why? Zhao Yu looked through all the case files. Victim A, 30 years old, a white-collar worker in a foreign company. On April 22 last year, her right hand was chopped off in the underground passage of the gymnasium, and she lost her job. Victim B, 31 years old, with a stable income and a happy family. On April 26 last year, her right hand was cut off at home. There was no sign of the door lock being picked. The victim woke up after sleeping and found that her right hand was gone. Victim C, 36 years old, a housewife. Her husband is very rich. On April 22 this year, after attending a party on the way home in a luxury car, she was stunned and her right hand got severed. Maybe it will end in divorce. In these 3 cases, the surveillance did not capture anything of the suspect. The suspect's knife technique was very accurate, and it happened to cut at the weakest part of the right hand. The bandaging technique was very professional, and there was a large portion of animal anesthetic in the victim's body. The suspect is like a ghost. He can't be photographed by surveillance, and a year after the 2 crimes, he committed the same crime again on the same date. Why did he stop committing the crime for a year? This made Zhao Yu puzzled. But it can be roughly judged that the suspect would commit crimes again on April 26th. Apart from the clues mentioned, there were no other news. In the next few days of searching, there were either some useless component reports or no clues at all. Taking such an unsolved case as a challenge is completely embarrassing Zhao Yu. So after the video, have you sorted out any clues? Okay, it's okay, detectives. Let's sort out the clues together. In the various serial cases in the past, there must be some kind of similarity between the victims, and they all have a certain relationship with the suspect. The 3 victims have one thing in common: women from superior families and all over the age of 30. The suspect cuts off the right hand of the victims and bandages it, indicating that the purpose was not to kill, but a ritualistic revenge. The motive is unknown. The victim had a large amount of anesthetic in her body, and the suspect knew how to bandage them properly, so he was probably a medical worker. The suspect cuts off the weakest position, which means that there is no strength required, indicating that there is no gender limit, and it may be a woman. The severed right hand has not been found so far, indicating that it was taken away by the suspect. It was taken? Why take it away? Generally, in order to destroy the evidence, the suspect will definitely toss away the key evidence. Isn't it more dangerous to take away the right hand? There is no trace of destruction at all, so it's very likely that the suspect kept it by his side, maybe as a collection. These 3 victims had hurt the suspect before. Whether it was intentional or unintentional, the suspect probably suffered some injuries to his right hand. What is closely related to the right hand? This may be the key to finding the murderer. But the right hand is a part of the body that is needed for daily life. This connection is too difficult to find. The clue is broken again here. Zhao Yu could only go to Zhang Xiaoqing's parents' meeting first. Jiang Xiaoqing is the daughter of the landlord. The girl is a hacker at a young age, and Zhao Yu discovered this secret. Zhao Yu happened to have some meeting with the landlord. He promised the girl not to tell her father, so with the help of the girl, he rented this place at a low price. Today, Zhao Yu went to help the girl attend a parents' meeting and received remuneration from the girl. "Hey bro, can you please be a cop of justice?" Zhao Yu pretended to be a parent and chatted with other parents. Parents always like to praise their children when chatting. Jiang Xiaoqing's deskmate is a genius. Not only does he have good academic performance, but he also has excellent talents and plays the piano very well. This makes the parents of the deskmate start to brag, saying that when he was young, he had studied piano for 10 years and participated in the winning competitions in the city. After all, playing the piano well takes a lot of time. Hearing this, Zhao Yu just smiled slightly. This parent's hands are very rough. How could he not care about his own hands when playing the piano? Wait, hand? Piano? 10 years? Could it be that the lost hand case has something to do with the piano? Zhao Yu immediately called his assistant Li Beini and asked her to find out whether the 3 victims were related to the piano. 1 hour later, Li Beini brought the top 10 list of the competition. Really? These 3 victims all participated in a female's piano competition 10 years ago, and the winners of this competition can directly enter a top university. Victims won the 4th, 5th, and 6th places respectively. The suspect committed the crime in the order of the 6th and upward, so the next victim might be the 3rd, and the suspect is probably the contestant after the 7th place. Regrettably, after searching the 7th contestant, either he died, or he immigrated, or she was a woman who was 7 months pregnant. There is no possibility of them committing the crime, so maybe the suspect never entered top 10. In desperation, he could only ask the pregnant woman if anything was strange about the competition that year. And he was lucky. According to her, there really was. When the competition reached the finals last year, Li Dan, who was known as a prodigy, retired before the finals. With Li Dan's results, it is no problem to win the top 3. Zhao Yu immediately found Li Dan's residence and went to find Li Dan's home. Only Li Dan's mother was at home. After some searching, he found the right hands of the 3 victims under Li Dan's bed. Through Li Dan's mother, we found out that Li Dan's parents spent all their savings for their daughter to learn piano, so that Li Dan could go to a top university and change her fate. However, Li Dan's right hand was inexplicably injured before the final, and she could no longer play the piano after that. Her father was also hit by this incident and passed away. So this is Li Dan's revenge. Li Dan's mother said that she could not contact her daughter for the past few days, and it was obvious that she committed the crime. The police contacted 3rd place winner Xiao Lulu, who may be the next victim. She immigrated, received a call saying that her grandfather's grave had been vandalized, and she was asked to come back quickly to deal with it. It was Li Dan's trap. Zhao Yu stayed near the grave and finally caught Li Dan. Li Dan admitted to her crime, but she did not repent and asked Zhao Yu, "Did they confess as to who hurt my right hand?" What? Li Dan is not sure at all as to who hurt her? And the 3 victims did not admit that they hurt Li Dan back then, so who could be the suspect? The ending turned out to be reversed. Li Dan became a criminal with a single thought: the good guy we see may not be a good guy. So do you think Li Dan deserved what she deserved? Who is the suspect who hurt Li Dan? Detectives, if you want to know the answer, you can search for the name of the novel Crazy Detective on Webnovel. Or if you already have a conclusion, you can restore the case and write it in the comments. If you like my content, please remember to give me a subscription and like the video. Bye bye!